talking to Adriana Hoppenbrouwer from Hema about our loyalty program. You started in January and in 5 months already 2 million members. That's very successful. Why do you think it's so successful?
I think it starts with Hema, and we see that we have a very active and very loyal customer base that were really waiting for us to have a member program. We researched and it confirmed that actually they would embrace the program as soon as it launched, but I must say we are surprised about the take-up. We thought we would get there, but it would take much longer, so it took much faster than we had anticipated. And it has to do with the strength of the brand, has to do with the fact that it's also a very simple program, very echt Hema, and that our ambassadors in the stores, our staff, has been so active in promoting it as well.
So do you think it's because it's so simple or because your brand is so strong?
Combination of the three. It's very simple, very easy, relevant. The brand is so strong and the customers really wanted to have it. And the third is that our staff has been tremendous in promoting it to the customers and embracing it.
And how does it work? What do I get as a customer?
It's very simple and echt helemaal simple. 1 year is 1 point, and with points you can redeem for vouchers, which will give you then offers. But also there is a little surprise. In your birthday you get a free tompoes. So we celebrate with you.
People know that, or that's the surprise is now out there?
Now they know it, but still we communicate from the very beginning. It's a big surprise when they receive it, and the fun thing about it is that then they share in social media when they receive the tompoes how they are eating it and about the celebration of the birthday. And we found out that also when they come to get the tompoes, they end up buying 2.5 more tompoes. So they are also sharing the happiness with his or her friends and with their friends, and also buying all other kind of party goods to celebrate their birthday.
That sounds very clever. Did you invent and develop the program all by yourself, or did you have help of bureaus?
No, we developed a lot with ourselves, with our customers and our colleagues. But the reality is that's the benefit of not being the first. We also learned a lot about others that had been before us, so we took the best that is out there and filter it through the brand to make it really echt Hema and make it simple. But we used a lot of clever people in our office and a lot of clever customers as well.
What's your dream about this program? Where do you want it to go?
Well, it starts with the dream is to increase even more our member base and our fan base. But ultimately what we want to do is to use that customer data to be even more relevant for our customers in the future, now and in the future. So if we know it's your birthday, we can really actually throw a party for you at one stage as Hema. And that's the dream, that we're going to be really enabling your life to be easier and more fun.
It's very successful now in terms of number of members, but the real thing you want, I guess, is to have more loyal customers. How do you measure that?
No, there are a lot of metrics that are associated to the program, but it's very early days. So a few things that we measure, for example, is frequency. But we don't know if people are coming more often or not because of the program. Ultimately, you want them to come more often, of course. Ultimately, you want them to find more about Hema and all the solutions that they can find within their own Hema. But it's too early now to see the real difference in behavior. What we are very happy to see is that people and our customers are very active in swiping the card. That's actually the primary rate that we're measuring right now, is how many customers, how many registrations and swipe rate. And there we are very, very happy. Yeah.
So do you know from the offline customers what their frequency of buying is?
We knew through just generic research, right? And the diehard fans visit Hema every week. But we are now truly measuring one-on-one, so we start measuring the behavior. Yeah.
So I guess it's pretty hard to define in the end the real success of this program, right?
No, besides being very quick in adoption, I think another thing that for us was really surprising and we didn't anticipate is how much it boosted our online sales. So we grew 11% of the growth of online was driven by the program. What I see as well is that the app is fantastic, is converting super well since we launched the program. That our traffic in mobile has increased by 50% and the conversion by 40% since the program. They were all a little surprised that we didn't set as goals, but that we are measuring, and we're actually compounding the success as we speak. We see that there is already, as we said, the tompoes cross-sell opportunities. By being relevant, maybe I'm giving you something for free, but we are getting so much more out of that little moment together. And that has been a surprise because we didn't expect it. But these are all the good, I think, learnings we are going through right now. And for us, the first year is really a learning year. It's a continuous process of development. It's not perfect, we'll never get perfect. And it's more than just achieving one single metric. It's about perfectioning as we go, so that ultimately the customers are going to be happy and ultimately they're going to be loyal because of this.
And it's also data collection, right? What do you do with the data?
Yeah, absolutely. So the data collection is, of course, for us the interesting piece, because we only had the online channel as the data collection, and now we have actually two major points. Ultimately, we want all the channels to be linked with our CRM platform, so you're going to collect really the interaction fully with the consumer. And right now what we are busy with is crunching all that data and really identifying the personas within our base and what we call customer missions that are important for him and important for the consumer, and then developing solutions around it and improving the journey of the customer and the experience with him around those customer missions. So back to the example of the tompus, if I know that it's your birthday, well, a customer mission is a celebration mission. So how can I make your birthday celebration super easy and super fun?
Right, and are you making those things personalized and based on your data?
Yeah, so right now not yet, because it's early days, but ultimately this year we'll start personalizing more and more the communication. That's the first step. And then ultimately personalizing the offer at one stage. And creating with that data, we have the first quick win is just personalizing and being more relevant on the communication. But ultimately we have people internally that are dealing with developing product that are really waiting anxiously to see all these insights to also improve our products and service offers to the customer. We have our people in digital that are really waiting for all those insights to perfect the entire customer journey. So there is a lot of good anxiety happening, a lot of people are really interested. We launched the program first internally, which made that everybody was very aware about how it worked, got really involved from the very beginning. So we have big ambassadors internally that can't wait to get all that information and data and start to play with it. And we also launched with stores. In the very early days we got a lot of feedback of them. 6 months before the actual launch we launched to our staff, so they could also perfection the experience from them, and that has been quite key also for the internal adoption of the program.
Right. I know a lot of brands are afraid of loyalty programs. They think it's only costing money, not getting real loyal customers. What piece of advice can you give other brands?
Well, then I think they're not understanding the value of it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you.